Imagine this. It's 2:17 in the morning. You're sending a private message. Something personal. Something no one else should see. You write it, read it one more time, and send it. The message disappears into the network. But what if it was never really just between you and the other person? What if for years a system existed that could store emails, record calls, and save conversations without the world knowing? Today we are going to talk about a program that officially didn't exist until someone decided to reveal everything. And what the world discovered changed our idea of privacy forever. In 2013, a name started appearing in all the headlines: Edward Snowden, a former contractor who worked for the National Security Agency. He wasn't a politician, not a famous activist. He was someone with access to classified information. And what he leaked wasn't just a simple document. It was the existence of a secret program called PRISM. According to the revealed documents, PRISM was a system that allowed the NSA to request data from large tech companies under secret court orders. Emails, chats, video calls, photographs, files stored in the cloud, connection history. Companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple were mentioned in the leaked internal presentations. The reaction was immediate. Many media outlets described it as direct access to the digital world servers, as if a permanent backdoor existed where the government could enter whenever it wanted. The feeling was clear: we are being watched. But this is where we need to stop and clarify the big question. PRISM wasn't a system where agents were reading every message in real time. It didn't operate like a room full of screens watching the private lives of millions. It operated under the FISA Act, specifically Section 702, which allowed surveillance of individuals outside the United States when there was suspicion of a national security threat. The companies didn't grant free and continuous access to their servers. They responded to specific requests approved by a secret court. In theory, the targets were foreigners linked to terrorism or strategic threats. So, where was the problem? The problem was that when you monitor someone outside the country, you inevitably capture communications of ordinary citizens who interact with that person. Crossed emails, shared messages, mixed conversations. That's called incidental collection. And that's where the line between security and mass surveillance starts to get blurry. PRISM wasn't the caricature of absolute espionage that many imagined, but it wasn't insignificant either. It was a powerful tool within a global intelligence system that operated in secret. Now I want to know something. After hearing this, do you think national security justifies this type of surveillance, even if it indirectly affects ordinary citizens? Let me know in the comments. I want to read your real stance. When the leaks came to light, the impact was global. It was revealed that even foreign leaders had been subject to surveillance. Diplomatic tensions rose. Trust in big tech companies weakened. And something interesting began to happen. The use of encryption skyrocketed. Messaging apps with end-to-end encryption became popular. VPN usage grew. People started asking a question that once seemed like paranoia. Who has access to my data? Edward Snowden was charged under the Espionage Act and ended up in exile. To some, he's a traitor. To others, a whistleblower who sacrificed his personal life to expose a hidden system. But beyond moral judgment, what he did was open a global debate that is still ongoing. And if you're interested in this type of real investigation, without exaggeration but also without filters, subscribe to Forbidden Projects. We don't talk about fiction here. We talk about what really happened and what continues to happen. Because PRISM was revealed in 2013. But digital surveillance didn't end there. Today, we live surrounded by devices that record our location, consumption habits, and behavioral patterns. Algorithms predict what you're going to buy, what you're going to watch, even what you might think based on your interactions. The difference is that now, much of that data collection comes not just from governments, but from corporations. The question is no longer simply whether state surveillance exists. The question is who controls the data, how it's used, and what real limits are in place. Is there enough oversight? Or did we just trade privacy for convenience without a second thought? Perhaps the most important lesson from PRISM is not that the government is omnipresent. It's that in the digital age, privacy is not an automatic state. It's a constant negotiation. Every time we accept terms and conditions, every time we upload a photo, every time we send a message believing only one person will see it. And here comes the final question. If you had to choose between total privacy or total security, what would you pick? I'll be reading your comments. This was Forbidden Projects. See you in the next classified file.